good, you guys? It's Boomer and Jared watching Bali Star. Today, we're getting into rap's most embarrassing beefs by Luesta. You feel me? I hope I'm saying that right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get straight on into it. Let's go.
Dissing another rapper is one of the most dangerous things you can do in hip-hop. Depending on how you do it and what response comes your way, it could be damaging to your whole career. Because when you find yourself on the losing end and the world is all laughing at you, or even worse, feeling sorry for you, then it can be pretty hard to come back from. My name is Luesta, and these are some of the most embarrassing beefs in rap.
A long time.
Although it's probably hard for his fans to hear, the most recent masterclass on how not to handle conflict came from none other than J. Cole. You're probably familiar with how this all got started by now, but to jog your memory, Drake and Cole dropped the track First Person Shooter a couple months back. In the song, the Dreamville Kingpin saluted not only himself and Drizzy, but K-Dot as well as the big three of rap.
When they argue the hardest MC, is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali.
Even though he also did call himself Muhammad Ali, it seemed like a legitimate call for all of them to coexist. But Kendrick had no plans for that, and dropped his incredible verse on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, which took aim at Cole and Drake in a vicious fashion, where he claimed, "Motherfuck the big three, it's just big me." Bum. After that went down, all eyes fell to Drake and Cole, as the rules of the game dictated that they need to respond to that kind of call-out. Particularly Cole, who, for the past couple of years, has been rhyming about how he would eviscerate any MC who came his way and claiming he's the best. So Cole did just that, dropping 7-minute drill at the conclusion of his surprise project entitled Might Delete Later. And after the diss arrived, people did hope that they really would remove it.
I said this a bunch of times, bro. Just go back on my last videos about J. Cole and stuff, bro. I said this a bunch of times. I'm going to just say this. I'm glad I just don't listen to music just off streaming services.
As they weren't really feeling it, particularly when so many of his critiques of K-Dot were just invalid.
First shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Good Kid, Mad City classic. Mr. Morale, tragic. How? It was one of Kendrick's boldest, most experimental, most adventurous albums yet. Your second shit put dudes to sleep, but they gassed it. Deepab! Being boring is like the core criticism you could make of most of J.
I said this too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna say this. I don't know how J. Cole can call Kendrick's second album boring when someone else's second album, and I'm not talking about someone else, but you know, J. Cole in particular, his second album,
Cole's catalog.
After the public pretty much roasted his response, Cole got on stage at his own Dreamville festival and shocked the whole world when he did the unthinkable by apologizing.
So proud of
not
that project,
him apologizing, it's the way he apologized.
That make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my life. In my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit disrupts my peace.
As he told the world that he regretted the whole thing, the occasional fan praised him for his maturity. Low-key, Cole probably realized he strayed away from how he started and wanted a reset. I don't even know how and at what point he started writing those aggressive bars he has been doing for the past few years. He made his name off the humble storytelling bars. This whole "I'll smoke a rapper" energy came out of nowhere. But for hip-hop as a whole, this was a
say the full thing. He has an opportunity to get back to his roots to gas.
Energy came out of nowhere. But for hip-hop as a whole, this was a totally terrible move.
How you apologize to the who dissed you? They called you trash. Called your discography like that.
Like I am sad, just the competitive spirit of the thing. It's like, oh man, you told me all this time you was ready for this, you wanted this, you was looking for the in the daytime with a flashlight. You the best.
Daytime with a flashlight.
It's a facade. They not what they say. You tell me all this and then you do that.
In the eyes of some, Cole had left them feeling betrayed.
Can never come back from this. He gotta cut his dreads. He gotta go back to waves. This gotta do so much rebranding after last night.
He gotta go back to college. He has to do another.
Once thought to be on the same side as Drake in the beef, Cole then muddied things even further when he showed up on Future and Metro's sequel to The Project that he was dissed on in the first place. As a result, people don't know where to stand with him at the moment. Ayo, Cole got me confused right now. How you sneak this
Thank
for
God
years
to
and
me,
then when he
music is music, so if you drop something tight, hey, I'll listen to it.
actually disses you in Drake on Future's album, you respond and apologize for the response, then hop on Future's next album. If you were trying to lose fans
Good thing I'm
so you
not
can
big
live more
time
peacefully
fans of
in
these
society,
guys.
congratulations, you're doing great. When faced with competition from a friend and peer he
Yeah, I would
respected,
choose
Cole
one over
proved that
the
the
other.
competitive drive he once thought he had was missing. However, when we consider the course of events that happened later in this video, you'll see that J. Cole may have actually made a good decision in
I'm not
opting
big
out of
time
this
stan.
beef. As a result, this has registered as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, L in a career. As in the past, Cole has been the man who's left other rappers scrambling to recover and escape a run-in with the Ville's finest with their careers intact. Seriously, I mean, just look at what happened to Lil Pump. The whole thing started out of nowhere. Back when he was on his come-up, the Floridian rapper decided to take some shots at the Dreamville CEO on a track simply titled Fuck J. Cole. Though that's maybe a sentiment some people share after he apologized to K-Dot, that really wasn't the case back then. So, with Cole unwilling to take that kind of slander from a rapper miles below him, Lil Pump got thoroughly sunned on 1985. A track which basically buried an entire generation of SoundCloud rappers, Cole outlined what the future would look like for Pump once the buzz of tracks like Gucci Gang tapered off, saying,
I know you think this type of revenue is never ending, but I wanna take a minute just to tell you that ain't true. One day the kids that's listening gon' grow up and get too old for that shit that made you blow up. Now your show's looking light cause they don't show up, which unfortunately mean the money slow up. Now you scrambling and hoping to get hot again, but you forgot you only pop cause you was riding trends. Now you old news and you going through regrets cause you never bought that house but you got a Benz and a bunch of...
Even though he got thoroughly sunned on 1985, Pump responded with more hate for Cole. Wisely, he didn't do it on a track this time.
Wow, you get so much props. You just a 17-year-old. Lame ass jit.
Looking to be the bigger person, Cole then sat down for a special filmed conversation, and suddenly, all that chaotic bravado we were used to seeing from the Esquedet rapper disappeared.
I mean, but now I kind of get it, because like we make different type of music, so people like they'll feel some type of way, like f this, f that. You know, I started doing that, people were just like, fuck it, you know. That was like basically like the trend, like, you know, about saying fuck J. Cole, whatever, blah blah. It wasn't even like serious, like. I fuck with your shit, your shit's hard.
Since then, Pump's career has been in a tailspin. After his original gimmick stopped selling tickets, he had a brief stint as a Trump rapper, and even tried to do some metal-style tracks, but nothing has stuck. And after his first 2 records were certified gold, his third album, Lil Pump 2, failed to chart at all, leaving many to claim that J. Cole's prediction came true. Not above throwing shots at a wounded opponent, Cole referenced Lil Pump's falloff on the 2021 track Lion King on Ice, where he explained why he tried to reason with Pump back then. In the aftermath of all this, Pump seems to be the only guy who doesn't know it's
Wait,
over
what?
for Track on the 2021 track Lion King on Ice, where he explained why he tried to reason with Pump back then. In the aftermath of all
Niggas diss me, it was nonsense. I sat him down like his father. My nigga asked, why you bother? We should have caught him and mobbed him. I said, we gotta move smarter. Don't wanna be the reason for one more sad song. I try to warn niggas they wouldn't last long. I hope that you see how they came and they went. They shots never hit, but they made they attempts.
this, Pump seems to be the only guy who doesn't know it's over for him, or the role that coming at Cole did in determining his downfall.
Do you feel like he predicted kind of like what ended up happening with your rap career?
Nope.
No.
Because I'm still here.
Lil Pump doesn't want to admit J. Cole was right, and shout out to Kev for asking that question. Imagine how much more respect Pump would have got if he would have just said J. Cole was right, and I was young at the time, instead of acting like he's still popping, SMH. Here, we see what J. Cole is capable of when he really wants to sink his claws into someone in a beef. But as embarrassing as that was, Cole actually isn't the only GOAT contender to backtrack in a beef or apologize. As when Jay-Z came at the legendary Nas, he was forced to come back with his cap in his hand. During his early career, Hove had developed a reputation for ruthlessness that made you think nothing was off limits when he was in a beef. During his feud with Mobb Deep, for example, Hove delved into Prodigy's past and put a picture of him as a dancer on the Summer Jam screen. And when he started engaging in a beef with Nas, no one expected him to ever crumble. It all started with a few shots back and forth between Nas and Rockefeller protege, Memphis Bleek. But when it came time for Jay to release the landmark album The Blueprint, Jay decided to diss Nas himself, claiming that he only had one hit album every 10 years. After that, he hinted at his relationship with Carmen Bryan, an ex-girlfriend of Nas's and his baby mama. But as good as the diss was, the rap game basically changed when Nas decided to drop his response on Ether. Widely regarded as one of the greatest diss tracks of all time, the track swept through the industry and the streets alike. And from the outset, Jay couldn't handle the heat. And even people like Razzcast remember him freaking out about the track in public.
They played Ether in the club and Jay was heated. And I remember that. I just remember he sent Dame like, yo, tell her to turn that shit off. But the club was going up. And that's when I knew it was over. And the DJ was not, he was like that. And he played that shit. And the club went up. And that's when I knew Nas won. The streets had spoken. The DJ played it, and Jay was in the building.
Looking to try and fire back, Hove unveiled
Wow, this is kind of parallel and reminiscent to the Kendrick Drake beef, you feel me? Like, once Not Like Us is played all over the streets and in the clubs and all that, like, that's how you knew. Wow. I was low-key telling, like, yo, this is almost like the Jay-Z Nas beef in terms of, like, yo, these are two big juggernauts in the rap game. Wow. Everything practically comes full circle. I don't think Drake was in the club when they played Not Like Us in Toronto, but, you know, I heard that DJ got thrown out the club for playing that. I'm not sure if Drake was in the club, though. But almost pretty much full circle, man. Pretty much parallel to this.
Super Ugly, a diss track which really focused on him hooking up with Carmen Bryan in a pretty graphic fashion.
I came in your Bentley backseat, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat. She was kissing my when you was kissing her.
Despite that being a pretty savage bar which could have maybe turned the tide in the beef, all the momentum he could have had died down when his mom made him apologize for the diss.
Wait, so Super Ugly came out after Ether? Nah, tell me that ain't true. Wait, hold up.
Knew Nas won. The streets had spoken. The DJ played it, and Jay was in the building.
Looking to try and fire back, Hove unveiled Super Ugly, a diss track which really focused on him hooking up with Carmen Bryan in a pretty graphic fashion.
I came in your Bentley backseat, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat. She was kissing my when you was kissing her.
Despite that being a
Yo, no way. So this is exactly like Drake did after Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, and Drake came back with The Heart Part 6, but by that time, this is the same exact parallel. Yo, this is mad brazy.
Pretty savage bar which could have maybe turned the tide in the beef. All the momentum he could have had died down when his mom made him apologize for the diss live on air during an interview with Angie Martinez. Mom put in a call and said that went too far, Jay said at the time. And she's never ever called me about music. So I was like, okay, I'll shut it down. Once again, I apologize, he said. I feel like I didn't think about women's feelings or Nas's former girlfriend's feelings or even my mom. It was really like, let me meet your level of disrespect with this level of disrespect. An apology which aired on Hot 97 and was heard by the entirety of New York. Angie Martinez said something was really different about Jay when he had to do that.
He was not comfortable. And it's all the interviews, I had interviewed him maybe 4 or 5 times already by that point in our careers. Right. And he was always, always confident, always whatever, ran the show.
I think he said something from his mom.
It was, he said his mother heard it and was like, why would you say that? He was... I guess she was disappointed in him for some of the things he said in Super Ugly, so he apologized. But what I remember about that day, and for me, what I don't know, just was a moment, was after, because I felt bad. I never seen him like somewhat defeated and that.
Years later, this would be viewed as the moment that Hove lost. And according to his former partner turned enemy, Dame Dash...
See, I never knew that exact moment that Hov had lost, you know what I'm saying? I just remember growing up and just saying, yeah, people like Nas demolished him with Ether and all that, you know what I'm saying? I've always thought Super Ugly came out before Ether, and after Ether dropped, and that, like, I don't know, Jay-Z just didn't respond or anything. I don't know what exactly happened. You know what I'm saying? To make the moment that they knew Jay-Z lost. Now I'm seeing it, and it's like, oh, so this is what happened. And throughout that time that I was playing, I was like, Drake's mom never called him and told me it was going too far. But, you know, hey, but yeah, that's crazy.
It had an impact on Rockefeller Records as a whole.
And then when he went and apologized and shit, I was like, oh, I was hitting him from the thing like, get off the radio, we looking crazy.
Years later, the two were reconciled, but the shadow of the beef still looked over both men's careers. But while this beef was very real, and the damage done was the result of both men getting in their feelings, there are other times when rappers manage to embarrass themselves without anyone's help. Just look at what happened to The Game during his feud with Eminem. Both proteges of Dr. Dre, Shady and the Compton rapper were never on bad terms. They even collaborated on We Ain't from The Game's album.
Yeah, that was like one of my most favorite songs.
And even when he and 50
album.
Cent had their whole conflict where he was kicked out of G-Unit, Game always said he had the utmost respect for M.
Eminem is Eminem.
He said, like, I wouldn't want to go against Eminem.
Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane.
Despite the fact that the Compton MC has been involved in so many conflicts with other rappers over the years, and previously said he wasn't an instigator.
I don't with niggas. I don't battle niggas. I don't beef with niggas. I don't start shit unless I hear my name or unless a nigga calling me out. Then I'm coming.
Game would disprove all of that after he was left out of the Super Bowl halftime show, which featured Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and a whole host of other guest stars, including Eminem. After it went down, Game was clearly salty about Shady being there, and him sitting at home as it went down in his home city.
We on the West Coast are the only that have this crab in the barrel mentality where we want to down Snoop is an icon. Dre is an icon. M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA. I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on Super Bowl, but LA have been on a Detroit Super Bowl or a New York Super Bowl. It just wouldn't have happened. LA, all around the Super Bowl.
You don't know that,
and
though.
I don't get the call. I was hurt by that.
After that, the whole tone of how the Game responded to Eminem changed in an episode of The Drink Champs, where he would go on to make a very bad decision.
Eminem is Eminem. I like Eminem. He's one of the fucking good MCs. He raps fella. I used to think Eminem was better than me. He's not. Challenge it. It's not drama. I want smoke with Eminem, him and him.
The Game would go on to diss Eminem multiple times after this, saying things like no one plays Eminem songs in the club, to much weirder stuff, like creeping on his daughter's IG pics. The result of that desire for smoke was the track, The Black Slim Shady, a diss track from The Game that also seemed to be praising him more than anything. As a result, fans were confused by what the point was, and later down the line, he'd make it clear that he was just in his feelings.
Throwing shots at Eminem and beefing with Eminem, it was just me being upset with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre can't out-rap me, so I just went at M, just because that's just how I get sometimes. But it's always competitive. It ain't like I'm gonna see M and be like, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And then M took his shots on a record that dropped, and M is a funny guy.
After all that effort from The Game, M only needed a couple of bars to put the former Aftermath artist back in his place on the song The Realest.
And that is the only retort, is I'm not playing in the clubs. Motherfucker put a cork in it, only reason they still play your shit in the clubs is cause you still perform in them.
In that situation, Game was left looking pretty stupid. But it was nothing compared to what happened when Drake stepped in the ring with Pusha T. Back in the day before he was a superstar in his own right, Drizzy was a big fan of Clips. In particular, Pusha T himself.
Yeah, I was looking for like autograph stuff from Clips because I was like a really, really big Clips fan. Some search words led me to this guy in Virginia who had a microphone that Pusha T used during the show. It was like plastic, but it had his autograph on it. I used to pretend I was doing interviews on the red carpet and perform all the Clips songs in my basement with the mic. At the time, it meant the world to me.
But once he became linked up to Young Money, he would inherit what was Lil Wayne's long-standing feud with Clips, which started over who got to wear bait. Seriously, if I ever have to do a breakdown of the pettiest reasons for beef, that'll be near the top of the list. Anyway, once he signed up to Weezy, Pusha and Drake...
That's how the beef started? I never even knew that's how the beef started, fam. Who wore bait first?
A lot of shot. From tracks like Tuscan Leather to HGTV Freestyle, they exchanged little jabs over the years. Pusha would shade Drake. Once he signed up to Weezy, Pusha and Drake exchanged a lot of shot. From tracks like Tuscan Leather to HGTV Freestyle...
The thing is like, why did he inherit the beef? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why?
Exchanged a lot of shot. From tracks like Tuscan Leather to HGTV Freestyle, they exchanged little jabs over the years. Pusha would shade Drake's contracts, Drizzy would say that Push was never a drug lord as he claimed, and so it went on until May of 2018 when Push unveiled Infrared, a track which brought up Drizzy's ghostwriting rumors with bars
you
like...
didn't mention freaking Exodus 23-1. That was one of my most favorite songs and favorite diss tracks. Bro, come on. You should have, like, oh, man. It signed to one nigga, it signed to another nigga, it signed to 3 niggas. Now that's bad luck. And the beat, ah!
How could you ever right your wrongs when you don't even write your songs? The stage was set for a fully fledged battle. Shortly after, Drake dropped Duppy Freestyle, a song which took aim at both Pusha and Kanye. But his one major flaw was making it personal with Push when he decided to drop his fiance's name in the track, where he said, "I told you keep playing with my name, and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams." And if you know anything about hip-hop, you know it's a cardinal sin to mention someone's wife or family in a song. At the time, people probably figured Pusha was gonna clap back pretty hard, but they had no way of knowing just how hard he would come at Drake on the now infamous song, Story of Adidon, where he unveiled the existence of Drake's secret child with former X-rated star Sophie Brousseau. It's safe to say that this news brought hip-hop to a complete standstill, while the resurfaced photo of Drake in blackface on the cover didn't exactly help either.
You are hiding a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh!
You got kids? I hope that ain't real. You got kids, Nick?
Got kids, Nick?
Ooh, shit. Shit! Oh my god! Yep. You really have to fight this nigga. Push it. I gotta fight you, nigga. This ain't even directed to me. You gotta fight me. This is disrespectful.
Alongside ruining Drake's plans to unveil his son as part of an Adidas campaign, the move basically destroyed Drake's image as the kind of guy women wanted to be with. And considering this was a big part of his image, this was devastating from Push. As a result, Drake had nothing to do but to concede defeat.
It was a genius play.
Wanted to be with. And alongside ruining Drake's plans to unveil his son as part of an Adidas campaign, the move basically destroyed Drake's image as the kind of guy women wanted to be with. And considering this was a big part of his image, this was devastating from Push. As a result, Drake had nothing to do but to concede defeat.
It was a genius play in the game of chess, and definitely, warranted my first quote-unquote, loss in the competitive sport of rapping. By choice, obviously, because I bowed out after realizing, like, the gap between us allowed him to drop, a bomb on the world that really became, that was all anyone cared about.
And although Jay Prince claimed that he prevented things from intensifying, the fact that he was told by another man not to respond didn't reflect well on him. All in all, the whole situation left one massive stain in Drake's legacy. As while he had previously gained a lot of respect for taking down Meek Mill, which I've talked about extensively on my channel.
I guess I get it once I found out that he was introduced into the rap game, into mainstream. He had a door open into the mainstream by Jay Prince's son, Prince Jr., I think his name was. So I guess it kind of makes sense in a way. I don't know.
All in all, the whole situation left one massive stain in Drake's legacy. As while he had previously gained a lot of respect for taking down Meek Mill, which I've talked about extensively on my channel, it proved that he could be beat. As a result, Pusha is savoring his victory to this day. Even when Drake released his diss track titled Push-Ups, which took shots at everyone from Kendrick to Metro Boomin and The Weeknd, people till this day are still mentioning the fact that Drake still hasn't responded to Push. I just wanted to point out that after all these years of mop talk by Drake, nobody ever laid a finger.
I don't know why I didn't just get it till now. Right. Yeah, he still didn't even mention Push in there. Could have been a great opportunity to put Push back in there, bro. Since like, F it. You know what? I'm going to go at everybody now. And, like, you know, people, you know what I'm saying, who I've lost to. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just end it all. Dead it all. Done it all. You feel me? No, just done it all. But no. Kept that out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? Joe Budden too. But Joe Budden he dropped like, I saw like 5 songs he dropped on Drake. Drake never went at him, but again, he could have done it all. But Joe's a podcaster now, so I guess I could play it into it, but
on Pusha T. Not a pinky now. However,
Drake
still hasn't responded to Push. I just wanted to point out that after all these years of mop talk by Drake, nobody ever laid a finger on Pusha T.
3rd,
not a pinky now. However, Drake did not take that advice. And when he responded to Kendrick's Euphoria by dropping his song Family Matters, the Sixth God officially crossed the line with thought. As he falsely accused Kendrick of putting the beats on his wife, who he also claimed had an affair with Kendrick's longtime friend and business partner, Dave Free. As Kendrick said not to tell a lie about him and he won't tell the truth about you, he actually stood on business. With that, Kendrick has been coming for Drake's neck ever since. And he literally dropped 3 tracks within 48 hours of the release, targeting Drake and completely tearing apart his character at any given moment. Kendrick's disses are all very personal and make crazy accusations about Drake, such as the fact that he's a PDF file and that multiple people in his entourage are predators as well. Where Drake was once begging Kendrick to drop and telling people like academics that he was waiting 10 years to go back and forth with Kendrick, his fans are now begging him to stop. And Kendrick is now beating Drake at his own game. Since the song dropped, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us has gone #1 on the Billboard charts, became the most streamed song in one day on Spotify, and also became the most streamed song in a week in Spotify history. And in Drake fashion, Kendrick Lamar's diss track is now being played at clubs. No matter who you are or how many records you've sold, there's no one that's exempt from getting embarrassed in a beef. So rappers should always proceed with caution before they start one, as it might just be a horrible idea. Another embarrassing rap beef is Eminem.
And if you think it's going in your favor, bro, always expect the unexpected, bro. Always expect the unexpected, because you don't know what the other person will be cooking up. Speaking as a rapper myself, you know what I'm saying? I have had, I've never really actually had a rap beef with anybody, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I started rapping back in high school, you know, I had some friends, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, they were like, you know, not clowning me, but it's like, you know, they liked hip hop a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? That one homie, because, you know, like they're homies, like he liked Jay-Z a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it was like that was during the time, like it was a couple days, not a couple days, like a couple what is this calling me? It was a couple years, I'd say, a couple years after Ether and Super Ugly and all that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I remember me and him were always like, well, not always, but like we would sometimes talk about those tracks and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because, you know, like I started beginning to rap at the time, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, F it, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was with his homies, because, you know, we hung out with different groups, but we're still homies, you feel me? But it's like, you know, we just hung out with different groups. I was closer with some other type of homies, and yeah. So I was like, you know, it was during the, like, MySpace days, too. You feel me? And, like, I don't know if he told me or if I just stumbled upon his MySpace page. I just stumbled upon a song, And, you know, at the time I took on the rap moniker when I was young. It was called Lil Savvy. That was my rap name at the time. It was Lil Savvy. And he made a track called Sav Ether. I was like, nigga, what is this? I was like, no. I was like, nigga, heard that shit, nigga, they was going in, bro. I was like, nah. Nigga, what? Nigga, I'm gonna see this nigga tomorrow at school, bro. I'm gonna dress this shit, you feel me? I'm just like, nah, but, you know, I talked to him the next day, bro. It was just like, yeah, bro, you know, it was just like, hey, why not? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, like, it was never any, like, intentional, non-positivity. It was just like, it was more along the lines of having fun. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never forget that moment. That was a moment I almost like really got into like a rap beef, bro. I was like, "What is Sav Ether? Sav Ether?" And like they was going in. I was like, bro, oh my! I was like, that's why I wanted to talk to him first. You know what I'm saying? Before I was like, "Yo, son, like, what you trying to do?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just starting this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm really, like, you know, seeing a whole lot of fun with this, and you want to do this? He's like, oh, no, I'm seeing he's like, no, I'm seeing a whole lot of fun with it, too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I'm just like, you know, I don't remember the exact conversation, but it's like, we just ended up, like, you know, just, like, laughing about it, and just like, man, you stupid for that one, bro. And yeah, bro. But yeah, I never got into an actual rap beef. You know what I'm saying? At this point, man, it's like I don't know. Never really thought about. It's like I'm like, and I never have any intention of starting one. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to recall a time that I almost got at somebody. I think I did put in a song. Like, it was a very, very, very slight, oh my god, a very slight sneak diss at someone I was working with when I was living in LA, and it was very, 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 very slight because I feel like he slighted me, and it was like, whoop and stuff. It was because I was feeling emotional and like a little bit, you know what I'm saying, like not that fond of what was going on at the time. And yeah, it was very, very slight, you know what I'm saying. Like, he never listened to it, and you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, it was just like, but it's like I just needed to put it in a song, you know what I'm saying, just express my feelings and stuff. But yeah, man. Be very cautious. Be very cautious, bro. Because this could always not go into favor. That's why you gotta take steps. You gotta be strategic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta realize it's chess, not checkers. And it's like, bro, whole lot that plays in a rap beef, bro. And you know, something much more if it really goes that way, bro. But yeah. Alright, you guys, so that was Loista, rap's most embarrassing beefs. Yo, very, very incredible video. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know your thoughts about it down in the comment section down below. You already know it's Boomer and Jarrett watching Ballystar. Make sure to leave a like, support the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new so that we can join up with the Bomb Squad. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. 100. Boom! Yeah.